should not. Atsu has E6 Jingyuan? S5! I did not realize he's like fully maxed out. Okay, I gotta try this first. All right, who is the current meta team for Jingyuan? I'm assuming Sparkle. Who else do you guys use? I'm not surprised. That is nuts. That is so nuts. Sparkle and Tingyun. Okay. And then swap.
That the general is as brave as he is cunning.
Alternate. I mean, I can fully max and assume I'm not going to get hit here, but I could use Fushan and Ho-Ho. That I have neither, unfortunately. So probably just going to have to stick with trusty Locha. I don't have Ho-Ho. I don't. I like using Fushan. Yeah, those are two that I skipped. So Locha's kind of my default healer constantly forever. Jinglu, Blade, Dunhung, and Jingyuan all together. Well, it'll probably kill it. Okay, let's try this for now. Aventuring can debuff. True. That's true, actually. Again, my Aventuring is decently tough now. That's crazy. I hate that you can't move around the support character. That bothers me. Aven.
Teetering on the press.
All right, let's try it. Skill point negative. Yeah. Okay.
Conflict is pitiless.
Okay, nothing. Oh, thank you.
Sure, I'll play along.
I'm already out of skill points. Okay. Just double shield just in case.
Was that it?
Is that it?
Yeah, I'll go easy this time. Feeling spiffy?
Here, this thunder.
See that follow-up damage? We got a couple ticks in there. Should see it better here.
Show no mercy.
The dice have been
DPS
cast on
always
us.
in slot 1. They do more
Or
damage.
maybe
Yeah.
I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Or maybe I'll get a job. Have you seen that?
Conflict is pitiless.
I want to see full power.
1,000
10.
wonders to raise your
10.
minus one.
Follow up Unga Bungas. I'm out of skill points. It's fine.
Hedge your bets. Ah,
Bonk. 241.
Show no mercy.
I mean, it's good.
Customers?
That's good. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that he did get power creeped. Prepped. Forget everything I said. Jingyuan, give me this piece. I'm a dirty liar. He's perfect, and I would never say anything bad about him ever. Oh, this is the Pete. Dang it. I just got the other one. Effect resistance 2. Dang. Well, it's a good piece regardless, and since everyone and their mom uses it, I'm sure I'll find a place for it. You can hold on to that one for now. We will roll it. Okay, I do want to use... Yeah, I mean... Makes you realize my Jingyuan hits like a wet towel. King Yuan! When you praise the general, blessings come your way. Is your Jingyuan ready to be used now? Should I even Should I even use yours? Do you have C6R5 or E6S5? Where are you? Use your eyes. Eidolons. Wow, you can filter by Eidolons. What? Oh, does it put priority friends first? Dawn. Oh, okay. Two. Interesting. Just look me up, use filter. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Genuine can't answer the phone right now? Okay. Would you say the same team, or should I do something else? Ow. Oh. Acheron's light cone is substantially better for her than Jingen's light cone is for him. Yeah. I actually don't have Acheron's light cone. I might pull for it next time it comes around. This is fine. I feel like just to honor him, we should use him, you know. I don't like my DPS being in the 4th slot. It's
Feeling spiffy?
I don't like it.
Can you find the answer?
Here.
Boom.
Is thunder.
Hey, 40 is good.
Sure, I'll play along.
We got shields on everybody. You're gonna be dead.
Let's play for a while.
There's no
Yeah.
time to conflict is pitiless.
And then yours kind of hits as hard as Atsu's does.
Show no mercy.
I think. Wait, I'm pretty sure yours is hitting harder than Atsu's is. How do you figure?
Feeling spiffy?
And yours is
Can you
E0.
find the answer?
I gotta look at your build.
Follow my charge.
It could be. Honestly, Atsu doesn't play much, so he could just not have a good relic set on him. Like, or the right set, I guess. Yeah, yours is hitting harder, I think.
1,000 wonders.
Let's see the follow-up, though.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
Ben Fuili, princess. 123 on just 2 targets. Versus, I think before was 260 on like 4 or 5 targets. If I'm remembering correctly. But the ult's hitting what, 100k?
Time for the.
How does he hit on one though? 30?
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
36,
Sure, I'll
pretty
play along.
consistently looks
The
like.
dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Yeah, my Sparkle, I need more, I think, speed on her. So that could definitely be part of the problem. Good night. Bust. Or maybe I'll get a job. Ooh. Hello. I'll take that. Or maybe I'll get a job. Auto. Do it.
Feeling spiffy?
Yeah, your Sparkle's maxed.
Here is thunder.
162 speed is ideal. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I do not have that. Let me see. Oh no, you can't. In the middle. Yeah, I'm certain I don't have that. Every time I'm entering this is all I see so many people repeating bust.
Show
I
no
mean, it's
mercy.
kind of funny all isolated like that. Bust. Or maybe I'll get a job!
Can you find the answer?
Have you seen that Twitter thread? People replacing like alt lines to talk about getting like being
Watch
unemployed.
your head.
Oh gosh, Tingen is dying.
Was that it?
It's on me. Bust.
Bust.
Or maybe I'll take
Lost.
it all.
I weep for the unemployed. What was the other one? I can't remember actually.
Feeling spiffy?
Here, there's thunder.
The one that was making me laugh. It was a
Show
sparkle
no
one.
mercy.
To be broke or unemployed, there's no other choice.
Minus one!
You think? I mean, I guess it's not surprising that Jingyun would be power creeped eventually, but he seems like he still holds his own pretty well. Let me see how much my sparkle is nerfing. Where's my speed? 136? Yeah, that's not enough. Could definitely use more. Yeah, I only have one speed substat. That would answer the question. But I have no relic fodder, so I can't do anything with it. Crit damage. Okay. Thank you for your showcase today. Thank you for letting us see your Jingyuan. And yours, I will say, is very powerful. Oh yeah, I want to see what the difference was between yours and Atsu's. You are running. Hello. Signature weapon. Follow up and inner Sasoto. Strong. No extra speed. Strong crit stats, wow. Versus Fartsu, who's using same set. But your crit stats are better. Sped. Interesting. I'm confused at the lack of at
Oh,
how
wow, 2
similar the
years.
damage was. You're just better, I guess. You're just actually skilled if. Ellis, thank you so much for the 2 years. Wow. Orion, thank you for those 27 months. Genia, thank you for the 22 months. Bieb, thank you for the 7. Titanus, yes, thank you for the 8 months. Yeah, it is comfy. Okay. You know what I want to do? So I want to know if someone has made a Harmony LC light cone. I mean Harmony MC. Harmony Trailblazer build. Sevi's already got one. Let's wait. 7 days ago. Correct. Teach me, Sevi. Teach me how to build her.
Hey everyone, it's Sevi. Trailblazer has finally found the Harmony path
be
with
skipping
their
around this
meta-breaking
probably.
dance moves and game-changing super break
Peace is
mechanic.
above
It's
all
Oh, wait.
things.
Sevi. Oh no, I can show this now because it's not. Yeah,
first
no, I
time
can
we've
show
seen
this.
this, and its potential for
I'm
fun and
panicking
strength
'cause
definitely broke
of the
my
embargo stuff.
expectations. This guide will walk you through what this super break mechanic is and how Harmony Trailblazer works, plus of course their Eidolons, best relic and Lightcone builds, team synergies, gameplay tips, and more. A quick note as well that the footage here is taken on the creator experience server. With that, let's begin.
Peace. Peace is above all things.
No way! Sevi!
This is a new imaginary version of the Trailblazer or MC of the Harmony Path that introduces the brand new Super Break mechanic, which offers a refreshing and
Sheesh,
fun
oh
way
my
to spice up
gosh.
your teams and playstyles. To start with her kit, let's first understand how this whole Super Break thing works. When
Please.
Harmony Trailblazer uses their ultimate, this grants your team the backup dancer effect. It lasts for 3 turns, and the countdown is dependent on the Trailblazer's own turns. While it's active, all allies get a break effect increase, but more importantly, they're able to deal Super Break damage. Super Break can only be be dealt by attacking an enemy that's in their weakness broken state, and the damage will correspond to the attacker's element. It doesn't matter if the enemy is weak to that element or not, as long as they are broken. So in general, it's best to time their ultimate when the enemy is about to be or currently broken, so as not to waste its countdown. The damage scaling shares many similarities to how regular break effect works, but
Oh
with
gosh.
key differences. The common factors are that the higher a character's level, the higher the super break's base damage. It's also not affected by elemental
Not a
or all
problem.
type damage percent bonuses or crit stats, but is affected by break effect percent stat plus defense, resistance, and vulnerability related debuffs on the target. The most important difference is that the strength of super break is partly determined by how much toughness damage the attack possesses. Even if you're technically not reducing the enemy's toughness anymore when they're broken, attacks still have their innate toughness damage, which is factored in. To demonstrate, if we compare Gallagher's basic attack versus his enhanced basic attack, which deals more toughness damage, the super break is higher. If multiple enemies also get hit, then each of those
Sheesh.
hits can also deal super break based on each
We
hit's
should build him
respective
too.
toughness damage. For example, blast attacks with higher
199?
toughness damage on the center target have higher damage potential.
If an attack action hit breaks an enemy, then the hits that land from the same action after being broken will still count towards dealing a super break.
Another difference is that super break damage does not scale on the enemy's toughness bar. A normal break, even from the same unit, can vary in damage depending on how much toughness the target has, which is because of the max toughness multiplier of regular breaks. Now, what mainly matters is how much toughness damage the actual attack deals.
Lastly,
What did
it
Sebi
no
mean
longer
by
has
this?
those break damage based multiplier differences, like with how physical and fire have a ×2 multiplier, going down all the way to quantum and imaginary having 0.5 times.
Basically, it's now more consistent throughout different enemy types and across different elements. When you unlock their Ascension 2 ability, Dance with a 1, this further boosts super break damage based on the number of enemies. The less enemies there are, the bigger the damage increase. It's fair to say
Oh.
that this mechanic is quite game-changing, and
That's
the
pretty
possibilities
that's more
it opens
complicated than
up
I
feel
expected.
fresh and exciting. Anyway, we'll discuss more about its synergies later, but let's cover the rest of the kit. Trailblazer's skill is a bounce type attack where it deals initial damage to your main target, followed by 4 random bounces on any of the enemies, which scale on the attack.
Nice.
The initial hit deals toughness damage equivalent to a basic attack, then the bounce hits each deal half of that. When you unlock their Ascension 4 ability, the initial hit's toughness damage is doubled, so that's faster breaking and stronger super breaks. Harmony MC's build is more focused on break effect stats, so their skill's damage mainly comes from super break, especially since it deals a lot of toughness damage. Since it's a bounce attack too, there is some element of RNG involved in AoE mobs. You can reduce
Looks
or eliminate that RNG by narrowing down the number of enemies present. The basic attack is the usual trace and toughness damage with no special effects.
Use the skill if you want to break imaginary weak enemies faster or deal higher super break damage, but if you want SP generation more, insert basic attacks as necessary.
For their talent, they get an energy refund anytime a teammate deals a weakness break to an enemy. It's a very
Sheesh.
helpful effect for Trailblazers'
Oh,
ult
that's
recharge
great.
times, especially with a relatively higher than average 140 energy cost.
After unlocking their final Ascension 6 ability, any ally's weakness break will cause that enemy's action to be additionally delayed by 30%, which has offensive and defensive benefits.
Delaying the enemy action will cause them to remain broken longer, which can let you get in more regular plus super break attacks while they're broken. That also means delaying potential enemy attacks against your team.
As for their
Big
technique,
brain.
using it simply gives your entire team a 30% break effect bonus for 2
You
turns
received
at the start
coins?
of battle.
To make the most of it, you'll ideally want to break and start dealing super breaks on enemies before the buff expires. For their minor stat traces, they get a lot of break effect, which is very helpful. Then there's imaginary damage, but remember that this doesn't affect super break damage, and some effect resistance, which is nice for added debuff protection. Focus
Right,
on leveling
right.
their ultimate trace to increase their team break effect buff, and the talent to help their energy generation. The skill is lower
Ultimate
priority,
talent
as that
skill.
only increases the attack scaling damage, and the basic attack can be left alone. As you can imagine, Harmony MC synergizes extremely well with teams that are suited to breaking enemies as quickly and frequently as possible, and are naturally
Yeah.
compatible with break effect focused builds. They are giving the break effect stat more value and uses now
Looks like a
beyond
great
just
team.
affecting
Looks-
the
this
initial
team looks
break
really
damage
fun.
plus break debuff applied, which are more limited. Instead, super breaks now enable a way to deal break type damage in between
Damage
the
is more
enemy's
equally
weakness
split.
break and recovery from break. It opens up incredible potential synergy with future break related units and more importantly, it breathes new life
Break-related
into the
units,
value
you're
of units
saying?
who had break effect niche potential but aren't as popular. Whether their teammate is a DPS, support, or sustain, as long as they have attacking abilities, they have the potential to join in on the fun. So let's take a look at Eidolons, some of which offer incredible upgrades. These are all free and
I also
unlockable
want the
through game
Eidolons.
progression. E1 is a one-time SP refund for the first skill in every battle, so that helps with SP
Ooh.
management, especially if you have SP heavy
That could be a
starting
game
setups.
changer.
E2 gives Trailblazer a 25% energy regeneration rate or ERR buff at the start of battle for 3 turns. That's a big boost for their starting energy to more easily set up their ultimate casts. E3 increases their skill and talent levels. E4 is a very good offensive buff as it increases the break effect of every other ally equal to 15% of the Trailblazer's own break effect stat.
Okay.
A full build and with buffs can generally reach 200% and above, so that's a 30% plus break effect teammate buff. Extra break effect sources
Wow.
that are applied or disappear during battle will also dynamically affect the buff value. E5 increases their ultimate and basic attack levels. And lastly, E6 adds 2 extra damage applications of their skill. It's an amazing
Nice.
final
Wow.
Eidolon as this effectively results in
Ow.
Trailblazer having
I'm
faster
gonna build her.
imaginary breaking, stronger super breaks due to higher toughness damage, and increased energy generation as well, since those 2 extra hits actually add 6 energy each for a total of 42 energy per skill
That'll
cast.
help.
Now let's move on to relic builds, starting
Yeah,
with stats.
okay.
You can
That's what I
generally
need.
go for HP or defense on their body and sphere for survivability, and since attack isn't really important for them. However, if you have an attack piece anyway with really
Yay.
good substats, that's fine as well, albeit less comfy. For the boots, go for speed. With a 5-star speed piece and some
I
speed
gotta write
rolls
this
or a
down.
speed buff source, reaching 134 plus speed is fairly easy and a good baseline. Then you can go higher depending on your desired target breakpoint. For the rope, it's either break effect or ERR. Team, relevant equipment, and
ERR.
combat scenarios can change how much ERR is optimal for them. Triggering their talent's energy gain is also dependent on enemy count and how frequently you can break them. If you also use basic attacks more, that's less energy generation. It's also important to note that in general scenarios, you don't really need 100% ultimate uptime, particularly if the enemies aren't even broken yet, which can afford more leeway to generate energy. These factors vary quite a lot, but to simplify it, for general
ERR.
rotation comfort, you can go for an ERR rope, ideally with break effect stats. This will help cover the worst case energy scenarios. But if
Okay.
you notice that their energy generation can already be more than enough in most battles, if you're up against an energy abundant battle, or if you have other ERR or energy sources to compensate, then you can switch
Go
to a
for
break
break
effect
effect
rope
rope.
instead to maximize offense. The last Eidolon is also a noticeable difference in energy generation that can help enable less ERR on a build, but you'll have to wait to unlock that first. When you have both pieces, you can always switch and personally test which works best in a given situation. For substats, look mainly for break effect and speed. Effect resistance is good for added CC and debuff protection. Defense and HP are also nice for added tankiness. Now for relic sets. First up
Is
is
it
the
the same one as
perfectly
Runmei?
suited
Yeah.
4-piece Watchmaker set,
Watchmaker.
giving break effect to the user and teammates
Checks
after
out.
the wearer ults. That's stronger breaks for everyone,
That's
and it boosts
lore
any special
accurate.
break effect scaling abilities your team has. Just note that it doesn't stack with multiple sources. For full set alternatives,
Oh.
there's the 4-piece messenger if your team can make good use of the speed buff, or the very niche 4
Oh, if it doesn't stack with multiple sources and I have a 4-piece on Runmei, then would it even be beneficial to run more than a 2-piece set on her? On the Trailblazer, that is? Or would it be because if only one person needs a Watchmaker 4-piece effect, then would it be better to go for, I mean, that gives you definitely more flexibility to go for 2-piece messenger, 2-piece Watchmaker? Yeah, that will be more efficient for farming. Messenger, 2-piece, and Watchmaker, 2-piece. I might even have pieces already in the messenger set that I can use. I just dumped a bunch of relics in this set, unfortunately.
Eagle set, which can let them advance after ultimates to get in faster actions. Of course,
basically,
you
if
can
you
always
don't
go for
have
a more
Runmei
flexible 2-piece combo of break effect sets or break effect plus messenger for
of
speed, or
these.
just whatever rainbow pieces you have for now so you can get the right main stats and best substats more easily. For planar ornaments, the Talia Kingdom of Banditry is an absolutely great general set for them as it gives more break effect. You'll want to hit its 145 speed requirement, and a fast Trailblazer is good anyways. It shares a world with Von Wax, so if you're farming Talia, you'll ideally also have good potential Von Whack users too for better farming efficiency. The usual support sets like Fleet and Broken Keel are still okay if you already have the right pieces or are currently focused on farming their worlds. They give team attack and crit damage buffs respectively, which is still something, but aren't focused on increasing break damage.
There is a
The
passive.
Penacony set gives ERR and an imaginary damage buff to teammates.
People using two-piece on Ranmei. You know what? I actually don't know what am I using on her? Ranmei. Maybe I am using two-piece. Oh, I am. I am using two-piece. So then four-piece. What is your ultimate breaking ally? Allies break effect increases by 30. So then maybe I should go four-piece watchmaker on the Trailblaze. I don't know why I thought I had. Well, that answers that question.
So it's viable with
Okay.
imaginary teammates, but
Perfect.
remember that the elemental damage percent bonus doesn't affect break damage, though it still benefits
Yeah.
regular imaginary damage sources at least. The Trailblazer can have very niche uses for the Von Whack starting advance forward, like if you're trying to use them to quickly break imaginary weak enemies, just in case you tried farming Talia but got viable Von Whack pieces too. Moving on to light cones. Your most free-to-play
Oh,
option
yes.
is the Meshing
Oh,
Cogs to
Meshing
boost their
Cogs.
energy
Classic.
generation. The low base attack doesn't matter as much, though the
Where's
low
Meshing
base
Cogs?
defense and HP affect their tankiness. The better version is Memories of the Past, which now gives break effect on top of extra
Cute.
energy. However, it is a gacha light cone, so getting superimpositions is up to RNG. And if you have another user that also prefers this, like Ranmei, you'll have to share unless you have multiple copies. Anyways, it's definitely one of their best light cones. Dance 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 can also have great uses, as advancing teammate actions results in faster turn cycling, which can potentially mean faster breaks or more chances to inflict super breaks
Dance
before an
Dance.
enemy
I
recovers.
might
For 5 stars,
S5.
Ranmei's signature Pass Self and Mirror is of course very good for the break effect
do not
bonus,
have that.
damage buff, SP recovery,
No.
and extra energy at the start of waves, assuming it's not locked to your Ruinmei. If you pulled it on the standard banner or lost to it in the light cone banner, but the battle isn't over, it's still okay for its ERR
have
bonus
one.
and the occasional SP refund.
But
Those
I'm
superimposed cogs or memories
using
are
it
still
on
better for
Ranmei, I
energy
think.
generation. The damage bonus buff only matters if you have the right turn order.
I am
Now
writing
for
things
team
down.
comp synergies. Again, let's just recap the criteria that lets Harmony MC perform best in. If your team elements are not properly tailored to efficiently counter enemy weaknesses in a certain battle, Harmony MC's kit will largely underperform. If you want a team with the right elements that will reliably and quickly break whatever enemy mobs or boss you're up against. Another
Right.
point is that most units don't naturally incorporate break effect in their kit, and many DPS units would still much prefer the conventional crit scaling builds. While Harmony MC's kit still does something, as super breaks can still be an extra source of damage, with such teams and cases, Harmony MC is not the most ideal use scenario, and other conventional supports are more suited. Instead, they shine the most with units who naturally benefit a lot with building break effect and from break-centric playstyles. First of all, one of her best teammates is none other than Ranmei, the
Classic.
premium break support, and their synergy is insanely good. She has break efficiency plus break effect buffs and can further extend the enemy's weakness broken state. These allow your team to have an easier time breaking enemies, which is an extremely helpful utility in a team focused on keeping enemies broken as much as possible. She also increases everyone's super break damage since their attacks have increased toughness damage and opens more chances to deal super breaks by keeping the enemy broken longer. Her 50% break efficiency team buff directly translates into a 50% damage increase for super breaks. Her
Such a
team
long
speed buff
ult.
is always good, and in this case, it makes achieving the Talia set's 145 speed requirement easier for allies. It's a perfect deadly combo for break teams that actually make super breaks look like ultra breaks. For
Yeah.
DPS examples with strong break synergies, Shui
Oh
is
yeah,
a top
Shui.
candidate,
I
as her
can use
entire
her
kit has
finally.
a strong emphasis on breaking enemies when you combine her
Yeah.
ult, which deals a ton of toughness damage, and follow-ups which adds faster breaks and more toughness
Shui.
damage. Her build naturally wants break
I've been
effect
wanting to
thanks
use her more.
conversion mechanics, so it's a perfect match. And as a quantum unit, entanglement means delaying the enemies to keep them broken longer. Her entanglement damage is strong
thanks to her high break effect, but it's also backloaded since you have to wait and stack it first. But now, Shui's break effect goes into those super breaks too, so that's just more damage dealt overall. She can also help brute force breaks in situations where an enemy isn't weak, since her ult deals universal toughness damage, as well as her follow-ups if you have her E2. Sushan can deal a lot of toughness damage with her self-advance combo, so she's effective at single-target breaking. She can use a focused or hybrid break effect build that capitalizes on the physical breaks, but now super breaks are added to that. She is pretty skill point hungry though, so having her E1 and good SP economy are big considerations. It's a somewhat similar case with a break Luca, who can inflict strong break bleeds and detonate them with his enhanced basic attack, on top of inflicting vulnerability to boost your entire team's damage. If you apply his regular bleed, break bleed, and vulnerability debuff on one target, then detonate those along with super break, he can hit pretty hard in single target. With Sampo, since his bounce skill can pile on so much toughness damage versus single target, that also results in great super break damage. He can be the one to break enemies to apply break wind shears, which he can also then detonate if you have his E4. Serval has this niche break playstyle where she combines both her attack scaling damage with lightning breaks and dots. Serval's ultimate is fairly spammable with its low cost, resulting in efficient lightning breaks in AoE scenarios. Boot Hill is the upcoming DPS in the second half of 2.2, and he was previewed as having a very break-centric kit and playstyle. As such, it's most likely that Harmony MC will have very good synergy with him. In pure fiction, Harmony MC can also work nicely with the Himiko Herta duo. You don't really build them for break effect, but the fact that they can break and attack very frequently in pure fiction mobs still makes good use of super break's extra damage. If you want extra support utilities to amplify super break damage, remember that the usual crit, attack, or damage bonus type buffs are ineffective on breaks. However, that doesn't make them entirely useless.
I think I will stop here. I'll stop the video here.
Anyway. But units that can apply defense...
I don't want to spend too much time thinking and not playing. Thank you. Everyone say thank you, Sevi. Thank you, Sevi. Thanks, girl. All right. Let's see what we have going on here. We want speed boot. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks okay. That also looks okay. Just okay. Talia. No wing. No wing. These pieces are actually okay. Maybe possibly winnable. Yeah, definitely the speed boost for sure. Not that I have not that I have any fodder to level them, but other than that part, looking good. Okay, sets. Dance. I only have S1, man. Oh wait. I'm not really, I could get S4 at least. Sheep. Sleepies. CB. It's so cute. Yeah, I do have meshing cogs, but dance. Yeah, I don't have the gotcha one, unsurprisingly. So she said talent is lowest priority. Or sorry, skill is lowest priority, ult and talent. Go away. If I remember correctly, I think that's what she said. You didn't accidentally pull on me.
Before our paths diverge,
no,
savor
I
the
didn't.
shared journey.
No memories of the past. That's so sad. Okay, well, we have a good base. It's a good starting point. Can't really see what's gonna happen with it. But what we can do is work toward getting her Eidolons by way of doing the quests. Okay. She did get E1. I do have E1 run me, okay? I pulled it in the same pull, the same 10 pull.